Hi guys, my name is PJ, and welcome to the first installment in a series I call Life Lessons from Captain America. The First Avenger. Lesson number 1. In order to achieve your goals, you must be willing to be misunderstood in the process it takes to achieve them. We see this in our first introduction to the Red Skull, as he has an unwavering belief in the power of the Tesseract, even when his beliefs are dismissed as nothing but magical fantasies. We see the same unwavering attitude in the case of Steve Rogers, as he continually persists to get into the military despite the chagrin of fellow potential recruits and doctors. Both the protagonist and antagonist of this film understand that being understood is a luxury which neither of them care for. They do not allow the opinions of other people to shape or change their goals. They are pertinent on accomplishing what they set out to do. The Red Skull in achieving the Tesseract for ultimate power and world domination, and Steve Rogers in getting into the military to serve his country. Lesson number 2. Persistence is crucial. Steve is willing to keep going to different cities to attempt to get into the military, even after failing repeated medical exams. His sense of duty and determination is higher than his aversion to being repeatedly publicly embarrassed. Even when Steve is told by Bucky to quit, he refuses because of his willingness to serve and be sacrificial. This conversation is overheard by Dr. Erskine, which finally gives Steve the opportunity he was hoping for. Lesson number 3. Stand up for people. It will pay back later. In the alley fight scene, Bucky prevents Steve from being beaten to a pulp. Bucky cares for and protects Steve. He even tries to get a date for him. In other words, Bucky is a great friend to Steve. And the awesome thing is we get to see Bucky repaid for his kindness years later after Bucky becomes the Winter Soldier. Steve continuously defends Bucky, even after his life of murders that he was coerced to commit by Hydra. Even when Bucky tries to kill Cap, he refuses to kill Bucky. Steve values the goodness Bucky showed him more than how Bucky treats him in the present. Lesson number 4. People notice when you are motivated by something bigger than yourself. In the world today, it is not uncommon to see people working towards goals and ambitions that solely gratify themselves. The character of Steve is in sharp contrast to selfish people. He thinks about others before himself. His selflessness and determination are so integrated into his character that others around him can sense it. This is what gives him the opportunity to be in the Super Soldier program. Steve is motivated by a deep sense of duty, a willingness to serve, and in life, people always notice those of great character. Steve kills for the right reasons. When asked if Steve wants to go to war because he wants to kill Nazis, Steve replies that he doesn't want to kill anyone. He just doesn't like bullies. Even in times of war, his first instinct is not to kill unnecessarily. Steve is only willing to kill if it is to protect someone else, to protect the little guy who he has been all his life. Lesson number 6. Intellect is one of the most powerful things in the world. The genius of Zola allows him to create weapons for the Red Skull. It allows him to support the Skull in his desire for global conquest. The brilliance of Dr. Irk allows him to create the Super Soldier Serum, which creates Captain America. The intellects of Zola and the Doctor are so powerful that the Skull and Captain America wouldn't be who they are without them. Intelligence is an incredible asset and is super important for everyone to develop. You not only bring more value to yourself, but you bring more value to other people, and it will consistently improve your life. Lesson number 7. You must be willing to take risks in order to accomplish your goals. When warned about the risks of the new machinery for Hydra, the Skull states he didn't do all of this work for the sake of safety. He understands that risks must be taken in order to achieve greatness. Steve is warned that the Super Soldier is experimental and risky, but he proceeds anyway, and in doing so, creates Captain America. Calculated risks must be taken in order to achieve anything of substance in life. Lesson number 8. You don't have to be big to do big things, to save lives, and to make a change in the world. Steve is heroic before he has the Super Soldier Serum. When the colonel throws a fake grenade in the midst of the soldiers to test them, Steve immediately jumps onto the grenade. He is willing to sacrifice himself for everyone else. He doesn't need to be Captain America to save lives. The same applies to us as people. We don't need to be super soldier enhanced in order to make a difference and to have a positive impact on the world. By being selfless, by thinking about others before ourselves, we can be just like Steve. Lesson number 9. Sometimes you have to use brains and not brawn. When the soldiers are told to retrieve the flag from the flagpole, their first instinct is to use brawn, to climb and scale it with their physical strength. This is not successful for them. Steve used his intelligence to take the bolts out from the pole, causing it to collapse, which allows him to retrieve the flag. In martial arts like jiu-jitsu, physical strength is definitely an advantage. However, the person who has the best mind for jiu-jitsu generally wins the majority of the time. Enhance your brain, and you will enhance your life. There will be times when you need to use physical strength, but there will also be times when you need to use your brain to think, analyze, and strategize. Lesson number 10. Morality and personal qualities are more important than the way someone looks. We gather this from the doctor's validation of Steve as his choice for the Super Soldier Serum program. When the colonel questions the doctor on why he chooses Steve as opposed to someone more strong or a better soldier, the doctor states that he is looking for qualities beyond the physical. While physical strength and athleticism are amazing assets to have, if you want to be a truly great person, you must develop yourself on the inside and outside. Your mind and your character control your body, after all. It would be wise to make sure the levels of your character match the levels of your deadlift. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you enjoyed this video about a character study of Captain America, please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.